We've got to talk about Meghan Markle.
I remember when she was born, big new addition to the family, and we just have a very young sister here.
For years, everyone believed that Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, was a graduate of the famous Northwestern University.
Yeah, she had a very clear idea of where she wanted her path to take her.
The story was that she had not one, but two impressive degrees, international relations and theater. It sounded great, impressive, and perfect for a new member of the royal family.
It was planned from the beginning.
But here is the shocking twist.
I believe she had a clear motive for writing family off because it would seemingly justify and perhaps delay the revelation of all of the lies that she had told the royal family.
Northwestern University itself says that dual degree doesn't exist. Not just that Meghan didn't earn it, but that the specific program was never even offered.
She's absolutely ruthless.
So how did this huge false claim end up in the royal family's official biography? And how did one of the most powerful, well-funded organizations on Earth support something that a single, simple email could completely disprove? Today, we are looking into this because what starts as a small academic lie unravels into a scandal of royal size. This wasn't a small mistake on a gossip blog. This was on the royal family's official website, a royal archive that millions of people see as historical truth. If Buckingham Palace, an organization backed by public money, couldn't get something as basic as a college degree right, what else in its official royal biographies is built on lies? Let's trace it back.
Meghan Markle has nothing.
Someday Meghan's going to realize that she's obviously missing out.
August 4th, 40 years ago, Meghan was born, and she was born as a C-section, so she was put in my arms.
There's nothing original here.
I hope you're having the best birthday you've ever had.
The official record states Meghan attended Northwestern from 1999 to 2003, a total of 4 school years. In that short time, she supposedly completed this complex dual degree, but Northwestern's own records, according to researchers, show that dual degrees take at least 5 years to complete. The bigger problem? The two majors are in completely separate schools. Theater is in the School of Communication, while International Studies is in the Weinberg College of Arts and Sciences. University rules state the credits you earn in one cannot be shared or counted twice in another. This means she would have had to complete 2 full separate degrees at once, a process that takes at least 5 years, not the 4 she attended. It would have been, as the source claims, academically impossible. This isn't guessing. This is where the story truly falls apart. When someone sent a question directly to the university on January 4th, 2024, their admissions office was direct and clear. Their official written statement, which was later confirmed over the phone, said, "It is not possible to double major in international studies and theater. That single line destroys everything. If Northwestern never offered the program, then the official biography, published by the Crown, made up an education that couldn't exist." And this is where a simple mistake starts to look like a pattern. The biography goes on to claim that during her time at Northwestern, she completed an internship at the U.S. Embassy in Buenos Aires, Argentina. It was here, the bio claims, that she learned to speak Spanish in just 5 weeks. The bio also says that she studied French for 6 years. It all paints a perfect, polished picture of a worldly, multilingual, smart person. But does any of it hold up to reality? The impossible dual degree is just the beginning.
Meghan Markle's not an idiot.
I just made a little mark on my board and said, oh, there's another lie, click.
When researchers looked closer at that one detail, the entire story of Meghan's official biography began to fall apart, revealing what is described as a pattern of exaggeration. The next item on the list, her glamorous international internship. The royal family's official website claimed that during her time at Northwestern, Meghan completed an internship at the U.S. Embassy in Buenos Aires, Argentina, where she learned to speak Spanish. It sounds impressive, a young woman doing diplomatic work, mastering a new language. But according to those who have actually worked inside embassies, this claim doesn't quite match reality. Real internships, they say, are paperwork, phone calls, sorting cables, and stamping documents. They are not, as the bio suggests, movie-like scenes of chatting with diplomats in foreign languages. For important security and protocol reasons, interns are not allowed to roam freely through foreign cities and must work under supervision. This brings us to the second more crazy claim, that she learned to speak Spanish in just 5 weeks. How fluent can a person possibly become while working behind a desk, surrounded by mostly English-speaking staff, in just over a month? The simple answer, according to language experts, is not fluent at all. It's not an insult, it's reality. Experienced professional diplomats train for 2 years to achieve real skill in a language. The claim of fluency after 5 weeks is described by experts as not just unrealistic, it's impossible. And yet, the monarchy printed it as fact. This one detail, whether true or not, helped build a specific myth. It created a picture of a worldly, multilingual, smart person stepping into royalty. The biography then doubles down on this myth, stating that Meghan also studied French for 6 years, another polished credential designed to impress, to suggest sophistication, but this is where Meghan's own words contradict the very program she claimed to have graduated from.
Meghan is living a life that she's winning and she's doing all these great things, but the reality is not that. The reality is she's a joke.
Northwestern's actual international studies program, the one listed on her bio, has very strict requirements. It requires that students complete 3 foreign languages, each studied to a high level of skill. This means true fluency, tested and certified. But Meghan herself once admitted in an interview that she had forgotten most of her French. She said it casually, almost jokingly, but when placed next to the university's official rules, it reveals a huge contradiction. You don't simply forget 3 languages you were tested in and certified as fluent to get your degree. As the report notes, you lose them only if you never studied them to that level in the first place. Once again, the official story splits in 2. This isn't just being picky over old transcripts. It's about honesty. Because when someone or an organization builds an image on credentials that never existed, it becomes a basic question of credibility, not academics. This entire creation of an elite, worldly, and academically perfect image leads to one very obvious question. Where is the proof? For years, Meghan Markle's public story sounded smooth, moving from a Hollywood childhood to a university degree and a royal destiny. But there is one thing quietly missing from that timeline: her graduation. Researchers have noted there are countless photos of Meghan in high school, the smiling graduate in a cap and gown, her father proudly by her side. But when it comes to Northwestern University in 2003, there is nothing. No photos of her in academic robes, no video clips, no record of her walking the stage, just silence. Now, this alone does not prove she didn't graduate. As the source notes, not everyone has pictures from their ceremony, but as the report highlights, for a woman who's documented nearly every step of her life, it stands out. This absence itself becomes the evidence when you remember how every other part of her academic record has already started to fall apart. The impossible dual degree, the impossible 5-week Spanish fluency, it all casts a dark shadow on the one part of the story that should be easily checked. In fact, the only record that reportedly exists places her name under the School of Communications 2003 graduates.
She's stuck because she was an actress who became a real princess, who wants to be an actress again, but has to continue to pretend to be a real princess.
This would mean she earned a standard communication degree with a theater focus. While that is a perfectly good and respected qualification, it is very different from the prestigious dual degree in international relations and theater that the palace advertises. The difference matters because somewhere between truth and title, someone chose to exaggerate. The missing graduation photos are not just an oversight, they are described as the shadow of a story that was never real to begin with. This difference is part of what researchers call a pattern. To understand how this illusion lasted so long, you have to look at the other smaller truths hiding underneath. For instance, how Meghan's father, Thomas Markle, was the one who paid for her schooling, from her early years at the Little Red Schoolhouse to her private high school, Immaculate Heart. This was not Doria Ragland, as many stories suggest. This is a verifiable fact, but it's one that rarely gets mentioned when Meghan talks about her past. Why? Because as the report suggests, it doesn't fit the version of the story she prefers, the self-made woman who rose against the odds. The exaggerated degrees, the overstated language skills, the strategically missing graduation photos, each piece alone could be excused as forgetfulness, pride, or sloppy PR. But together they form a pattern, one of carefully planned reinvention. This is where everything collapses. The supposed dual degree, the foundation of Meghan's official biography, isn't just unlikely, it's structurally impossible. As the transcript confirms, Northwestern University's programs are in separate schools. Theater is in the School of Communication, and International Studies is in the Weinberg College of Arts and Sciences. Each department has its own advisors, its own campuses, its own requirements. Importantly, credits you earn in one cannot be shared or counted twice in another. This means any student trying to combine the two would be taking 2 full degrees at once, a process that, even if approved, takes at least 5 years to complete. Meghan, as the records show, attended Northwestern for only 4. The official written statement from the university's admissions office on January 4, 2024, was the final, undeniable proof. It is not possible to double major in international studies and theater. This isn't just about one person's exaggerated resume. This unravels into a scandal of royal size. The real question becomes, how did this made-up an education that couldn't exist end up on the official royal family website? This is a royal archive, a factual record, backed by palace staff, public money, and taxpayer trust. What does it say when the monarchy, despite its wealth of researchers and historians, chose not to check what a single email could have confirmed? It suggests that truth doesn't matter when the story sounds better without it. The organization itself appears to be involved in carefully planned reinvention. This wasn't about accuracy. Maybe it was about image. It was about creating the perfect person to step into royalty, a worldly, multilingual, smart person, and the actual facts were just an inconvenience to that story. This failure by the organization is what makes the scandal so much bigger than just Meghan. The palace's silence is deafening. That exact false claim lived on the royal family's website, untouched, unedited, defended by silence. This silence suggests that maybe Meghan never thought anyone would check, and maybe the palace thought the public wouldn't care. But now, lies have a way of aging badly. The truth is sitting in black and white. It's not on a gossip blog, but in the words of Northwestern University itself. No dual degree, no international relations program, no record of a 5-week fluency miracle, just the uncomfortable silence of facts and an organization that still refuses to correct them. This trail of lies raises an uncomfortable question. If the official taxpayer-funded record is wrong about something so basic, what else is it wrong about? The trail of lies is now complete. It starts with a made-up dual degree that a famous university never even offered. It's then supported by impossible claims of learning to speak Spanish in just 5 weeks and contradictory claims of mastering 3 languages for a program while admitting to forgetting one. The entire story is shadowed by strategically missing graduation photos, where high school photos exist, and the convenient leaving out of her father's important financial support for her private education. As the report states, each piece alone could be excused as forgetfulness, pride, or sloppy PR. But when you put them all together, they form a pattern, one of carefully planned reinvention. From Hollywood to royalty, the evidence suggests Meghan's greatest role wasn't on television. It was the part she played in her own biography. But the scandal of royal size isn't just about one woman's ambition. It's about the taxpayer trust that was broken by the organization itself. The royal family's official website, a royal archive that is meant to be a historical truth, published a lie. The monarchy, despite its wealth of researchers and historians, an organization with nearly unlimited resources, chose not to check what a single email could have confirmed. They chose not to check because, as the source suggests, truth doesn't matter when the story sounds better without it. They needed a worldly, smart, multilingual duchess to join the firm, and the actual verifiable facts were not allowed to get in the way of that crafted illusion. Maybe Meghan never thought anyone would check. Maybe the palace thought the public wouldn't care. But lies have a way of aging badly. Now the truth is, sitting in black and white. It's not on a gossip blog, not in a tabloid headline, but in the words of Northwestern University itself. No dual degree, no international relations program, just the uncomfortable silence of facts and an organization that still refuses to correct them. So the next time you read the official royal biographies, remember this story. Remember how something as simple as a line about a college degree unraveled into a trail of lies? Because sometimes the truth isn't buried deep. It's right there on the surface, printed, published, and waiting for someone to notice. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. This entire scandal is built on official records versus official statements, but which official story do you believe? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and make sure to subscribe and hit that bell, because you won't want to miss the next time a royal lie is exposed.